Good morning. I'm Ann Bain. I'm Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost here at UA Little Rock. I want to thank you for joining us, swimming in for this event today. That's a very exciting event for us. Very special day for cybersecurity, education, and research at UA Little Rock. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our guests here and to recognize a couple of folks, Chancellor Drayle, our System President, Dr. Bobbitt, our other system colleagues, members of the Centennial Campaign Committee, members of the Board of Visitors, members of the Board of Trustees. We are very, very fortunate to have you as our colleagues and to have you as our partners, and thank you for being here for this wonderful event. Your continued support of UA Little Rock is very much appreciated. At UA Little Rock, we are proud to be recognized as leaders in cybersecurity education. Our commitment to excellence has positioned us not only on the Arkansas front, but also on the national stage. Our National Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense designation reinforces our position as an institution with rigorous, hands-on cybersecurity training that meets national standards. This funding and support, thank you, are not merely investments in our programs, they are investments in the security and prosperity of our state. With this backing, we are able to educate and prepare the cyber experts who will protect our state's infrastructure, businesses, and communities for years to come. We are committed to staying ahead of the curve and evolving our curriculum and resources to address the ever-growing cyber needs of our region. These efforts reflect our dedication to making cyber education accessible, expanding opportunities across Arkansas, and in turn, strengthening our state's workforce diversity and resilience. Today's announcement reflects a pivotal moment in our history and our community. With this new support, we are not only continuing our journey in cybersecurity education, we are accelerating it to new heights. And I understand Tim is going to give Philip many new titles coming forward. This funding empowers UA Little Rock to remain a leader, ensuring that we can continue to innovate, educate, and develop the skilled professionals Arkansas businesses need in the face of rising cyber threats. And now, I'm honored to introduce a champion for Arkansas and a strong supporter of our efforts at UA Little Rock, Attorney General Tim Griffin.
Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. Let me start by just talking a little bit about Little Rock. So, I love Little Rock. I tell people that whether you live in Little Rock or Northwest Arkansas or where I'm originally from, South Arkansas, wherever, we all have an interest in our capital city shining and thriving. As goes our capital city, so goes our state. You can do all the greatest things you want to do with all the money in the world in whatever part of the state you reside, and if your capital city is not doing well, that's going to lead the news nationally, as we've seen in the 90s with some things that were going on here. And it's going to, in part or in whole, define your reputation. We all sink or swim together. And also, we're at the center of the state. We are more accessible to most of the state than any other particular region. It is critical for so many reasons that Little Rock thrive, not just survive, thrive. And it is critically important that we recognize that all first-class cities are anchored by universities, centers of knowledge, information, thinking, innovation, etc. You can't have a first-class city without that. And some locations around the country, because of their geography, because of their history, because of their natural resources, maybe their topography, whatever, maybe because The university's 300 years old and has always been there. Whatever the reason, some sort of have their roadmap determined by history, by culture. Already, all they have to do is build on that. In other cases, we have to think. We have to figure out, what do we want our focus to be? The downside to that is it hasn't been mapped out for years and years before you. But the upside is you can pick whatever you want, whatever makes sense. And then you can excel in that. And I can think of numerous examples where you just get the flag and you stick it in the ground and you say, I declare it so. And then you make it happen. And then 100 years later, people will look back and go, how did that get started there? It's because someone just said, we're going to do it. That's what I encouraged at Children's Hospital with the National Center for Opioid Research that we're going to build with $68 million. There is not one. Why not us? There is no reason why not us. Just going to do it. Don't think big or bigger, think biggest. And so that's the approach that I bring to settlement funds that I get. We get restricted, we get unrestricted. At any time, my office, government in general can come up with a little money for this or a little money for that. That's not the hard thing. The hard thing is to amass great sums. And if you fritter that away on $25,000 here and $25,000 there, you will miss an opportunity to take that mass of money and do big stuff. You may do a bunch of small stuff, but it'll never be infrastructure. It'll never be game-changing. And so that is, I think, the environment, the spirit, the zeitgeist that I feel surrounded by, and that defines my approach. And sometimes that is defined by people who bug you for money, and that helps too. And I welcome that because it helps drive the thought process. In this particular case, I don't remember all the specifics. Kevin Crass played a role. I think he called Carl. But in any event, I know a good deal when I see one. I had just received an email, I guess a few weeks ago, internally, that we were settling with Marriott. I'm a big Marriott fan, nothing against Marriott. But when they bought Starwood, there were some cyber issues with data breach. And we have a national settlement, and our share of that is about $900,000. So I just thought, we don't always get to align the purpose for a settlement with the giving. In fact, we often don't get that aligned. But I thought, okay, there's $1 million. Maybe I can't remember. Did I mention it to you? I can't remember. Anyway, I'd read what you are doing, and I said, and talked to Kevin about it, I think down in Monticello, and it just sort of came together. I thought it made sense. Be clear, you're not going to get the 900,000 away. You get the $1 million, but the 900,000 is most of the $1 million, right? And we'll get that in December. But I thought it's important in Cybersecurity Month to announce that $1 million gift to UALR, and to do it in the spirit of the last few weeks when we held our annual summit, and it was a cybersecurity summit. We had Jen Easterly, an old friend of mine, kick it off. She's the head of CISA, the Federal Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, and we had 1,700 people register at the State House Convention Center for a cybersecurity conference. And by all metrics, it was awesome. It was huge. People loved it. And let me talk about why I care about cybersecurity. Certainly, None of us like all the junk that we get. The attempts to steal our money through phishing or whatever. There are those very practical concerns that I have. I am diligent about updating software and doing the fundamentals, the blocking and tackling. That's really important, as Dr. Huff, I think, could tell you. But I understand that we're only as strong as our weakest link when we are a network. We are a network. That's where this whole Internet of Things idea comes from, right? And it's not just computers anymore. It's our phones. It's our HVAC system. It's our things that people talk to in their home, which I avoid like the plague. Although I'm convinced I know my phone's listening to me because it tells me what I want to hear. Oh, you were talking about shoes? Here they are. I turned that off last week. But it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. And in many ways, it's a blessing. But like all blessings, there's a downside, right? And people are using it for ill means. And let me be real clear about this for those who don't think of it this way. Our enemies are not our friends. Yes, people don't like to say enemy. We have strategic enemies. I've been in the Army for 28 years. I've been getting briefings long before this stuff has hit the news. China, not the people of China, but the government of China is not your friend. They're not your friend. They are preparing for what we call peer-to-peer conflict. And right now, they are very happy operating in what we call gray zone. Not hot, not completely cold, like the Cold War. There's this middle ground, this gray zone. And they are actively engaged, along with Russia, in North Korea, in Iran, and other bad actors, attacking us relentlessly every day in cyber. And it raises all kinds of questions. What is war? What is conflict? Is stealing your money conflict? How about shutting down a hospital where no one is harmed? How about shutting down a hospital where lots of people die? When does it become a war? These are all big questions that the national security community grapple with. The point is, there's a practical role for UALR leading in cybersecurity that relates to all of our homes, but there's a national security role. And if you think that all countries are behaving the same in cyberspace, you're wrong. These countries, they not only use this as state weaponry, they harbor bad actors who are simply doing private sector theft and organized crime. They want those people disrupting our country. They want to disrupt us online with their speech. They want to disrupt us financially. They want to disrupt us, believe it or not, with fentanyl and all the ingredients coming out of China. And they want to disrupt us in the worst possible way in cyber. And I know UALR already has relationship with DOD. And I hope you just double down on that. This is a massive opportunity to grow your niche, commit to your niche long term, and own this issue. Stick a flag in the ground. Find out precisely what it is you can be number one at. And just declare it so. And get to raising money. And get to promoting it. And get those federal contracts. You know, because you can't just declare it so. You got to back it up with cash and results. And I want to help. And that's why I'm here today. I believe in the city. I believe in the city's import to every part of this state. What goes on in this university on cyber is going to be helpful to Walmart and Tyson in Murphy, USA, and the massive companies that are going to be residing in Magnolia over one of the largest, if not the largest, lithium deposits in the world. We got a huge opportunity, folks. There are good things happening here in Arkansas. They're happening statewide. And I am so proud to be right here in Little Rock. I'm committed to it. And I understand that this is not a competition of regions. It is critical that Little Rock be strong and lead where it can for the sake of all Arkansans. And that's what this $1 million is intended to help with. So thank you all, and I'm happy to be here. And now I'm going to introduce the Harry Potter of cybersecurity, Dr. Philip Huff.
House of Slytherin. I don't know if that's a problem. Okay. No, thank you so much for your support. Thank everyone for coming. So many of you all for the support you have in privilege for me to speak on behalf of the cybersecurity program at UA Little Rock and to share the impact of this vital support for both our students and for the Arkansas community. Cybersecurity has become an indispensable part of our national infrastructure, and UA Little Rock is committed to leading in this field. As a recognized National Center of Academic Excellence in cybersecurity, our program reflects the best of cybersecurity education, training, and research. This national recognition speaks to the strength of our faculty, our students, our curriculum, the hands-on experience that we provide our students that prepare them to meet the ever-evolving challenges of these new technologies. Our program is unique in offering a comprehensive path in cybersecurity education, from our 7 certificates that are stackable into our Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity and our graduate certificates, our advanced graduate certificates as well. We designed this curriculum to be responsive to industry needs. It includes specialized hands-on training through the Trojan cyber arena, where students can practice both offensive and defensive cybersecurity tactics in a secure real-world environment, and that gives them an edge, a clear edge on entering the workforce. Over the past few years, our program has expanded to meet the demands of cybersecurity expertise throughout Arkansas and its industries. And today we have over 100 students majoring in cybersecurity, with our graduates starting to fill roles across local businesses and industries. Beyond workforce development, our program reaches into community support. We are proud to collaborate with our partners, including UA Fayetteville, UA Pine Bluff, many community colleges across the state, to engage in minority and underrepresented students, recruiting them and further diversifying the cybersecurity talent pool. Additionally, we lead the National Cyber Teaching Coalition, which has prepared over 100 high school teachers across the nation to offer concurrent credit in cybersecurity for our high school students. And we will be expanding this initiative this summer to support teachers across our goal is to support teachers across every school district in the state of Arkansas. In recent years, UA Little Rock has also become a hub for high-impact research in cybersecurity. We have, through multiple grants, our research includes critical infrastructure, protecting those critical systems, industrial control systems, and using advanced AI and cryptographic techniques to secure those systems. We've also joined the consortium of cybersecurity clinics, which allows us to support community and industry needs in cybersecurity more broadly. Today's funding will allow us to accelerate our plans for the Cyberspace Operations Research and Education Center, or CORE. This new center will provide dedicated, secure spaces where our students can work on sensitive projects in partnership with community leaders, law enforcement, and industry mentors. It'll also enable us to scale our operation to match the increasing demand with plans to onboard more students and provide even more hands-on service learning opportunities through our cybersecurity clinic. We're deeply committed to driving cybersecurity education forward, not only for our students' futures, but for the protection and prosperity of Arkansas. We are grateful to Attorney General Tim Griffin and the support, because it will ensure that UA Little Rock remains a leader in this vital field, and that Arkansas businesses, communities, and critical infrastructure are equipped to meet the future cybersecurity challenges head on. Thank you.
So I want to thank you for coming. I also want to thank the Attorney General for his vision and for his commitment to UA Little Rock. And a special thank you to those voices out there who have been advocates for us. To Kevin, to Carl, to Rick, to everybody that's sitting here who had a role in facilitating this. And we appreciate your support, and we appreciate the partnerships that you provide to us. Together, we make a difference. So I want to thank you again, and my understanding for the press is that the Attorney General and Dr. Huff would be glad to answer any questions that you have, and I want to thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing the outcome of this wonderful gift.
I was just asking him, do you need brick and mortar? Do you need like a tower of cyber power? A really tall tower of cyber power. Because right now, where are you putting all your... I know the press can ask questions, but I'm asking questions. Where are you putting it right? Where are you housing? Think about a new building. Because if you're going to be if you're going to be a national, ultimately you're going to need your own tower of power. Okay. Yeah. With a giant. And you got to brand it. You got to put stuff on the out. You got to put it on the building on a major thoroughfare, or maybe where people flying over can see it. Okay, what do we got? I got a few minutes. I got to run to the next deal. Yes. Have an account of settlement funds. Have unrestricted and restricted. Most of the restricted funds are related to opioids. Not all of them, but most of them. So most settlements that we get, whether it be Johnson & Johnson for potential deleterious effects of talc, whether it be $800,000 from Marriott, whatever, most of that flows right into an unrestricted account. And as the name implies, it's unrestricted. I can use it for whatever we decide to use it for, and that's where it'll come from. And right now we're getting 5% interest on a lot of that, so we're able to turn a little money into more money. Yep. Dr. Huff, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, we're growing with, we just started the program 4 years ago, so we're just fully in capacity, and it's expanding. We're partnering with a lot of the community colleges with 2+2 stackable certificate programs, so our expectation is that is going to continue to grow. Also, we're expanding in AI, looking at AI and cybersecurity, and just those opportunities getting out to more of the high schools.
So that's a yes.
Yeah, multiple, yes. we have the need.
Start with the yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Got my cell phone. Call me. Appreciate y'all. And thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate you.